Cable news has not been doing too well. A lot of people point to Kamala Harris's loss in the presidential election in 2024. But let's be honest, guys. This was starting to happen before the presidential election. CNN started to see a decrease after Biden won in 2021. Believe it or not, Donald Trump being in office with all his craziness was actually good for ratings for them, right? And now they're doing layoffs, and not just any type of layoff. CNN has announced that they are laying off 200 employees. 200. Let's go ahead and get into this, folks. They are not having a good start to the year. CNN announces about 200 layoffs as it attempts to modernize business. Modernize business. They crack me up so much. Of course, they would show the picture there for the debate. It's interesting. Let's get into this here. It says CNN announced Thursday it is cutting about 6% of its total staff, or about 210 employees, as it refocuses the business around a global digital audience. You don't say. CNN CEO Mark Thompson announced the job loss in a memo to staff on Thursday, confirming CNBC's reporting Wednesday that cuts were coming. In the memo, Thompson noted CNN doesn't expect total headcount to fall much this year because the company plans to invest $70 million in new digital plans. What does that mean, folks? Basically, here's what it's coming down to. Their ratings started to drop. Then eventually their ratings just started to plummet. It's not just them. MSNBC is having the ratings issues as well. And they're starting to see that, again, younger viewers typically are not watching corporate media. Younger viewers are more likely to watch YouTube, right? So they're more likely to run across someone who's in independent media. Maybe they might run across a Breaking Points video, right? Because they have over 1 million subscribers. They might run across them. They might run across David Pakman. They might run across Jimmy Dore. They may run across those videos and may become more interested because it's different. And maybe there's something that those people are telling you that corporate media is leaving out. So this is very important. I see this as CNN's way, not just to improve their ratings, but also to try to engage with younger viewers. Now, we all know that the Democratic Party also lost the youth vote. So I feel like this could be their way as also trying to help the Democratic Party as well, since CNN is more left leaning. It goes on to say here, I know that whatever the total number of job losses, the impact on the individuals involved can be immense. This is coming from Thompson. The process of change is essential if we're to thrive in the future. But I both acknowledge and regret its very real human consequences. The layoffs come as CNN is rearranging its linear TV lineup and building out digital subscription products. What did I tell you guys last year? More media companies are choosing to move towards digital, right? They want to move in that direction because, again, a lot of younger viewers, they're more likely to watch a stream, like a live stream, or even videos that are on YouTube or Twitch or something like that. So now they're trying to move towards that and the subscription. So basically, the way I believe this is going to work is that you would sign up for a subscription and you would get access to the digital CNN products. Now, CNN tried a similar thing before with CNN Plus. It didn't work out too well for them. So I don't think CNN realizes that. I think a lot of younger adults, let's say Gen Z, probably aren't going to want to pay for a subscription to CNN. I think that if they're watching YouTube or if they're watching Twitch, they're probably going to watch something that's a little bit different. You're probably not going to be their go-to. But what do I know? It goes on to say, I just want to laugh. I'm sorry. The cuts will help CNN lower production costs and consolidate teams, according to people familiar with the matter, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss non-public thinking. Certain shows that are produced in New York or Washington may move to Atlanta, where production can be done more cheaply. That's going to lead to gentrification. Just FYI for all my peeps that live in Atlanta, and the ATL is already experiencing gentrification, but that's going to lead to more gentrification. I'm just going to go ahead and give you the heads up about that, fam. It goes on to say, for the most parts, the job cuts won't affect CNN's most recognizable names who are under contract. CNN has about 3,500 employees worldwide. A CNN spokesperson declined to comment beyond Thompson's statement. So here are the new plans. They've announced several initiatives in the memo. The company is planning a new way for digital subscribers to stream CNN outside of CNN Max, which exists within Warner Brothers, Discovery's broader Max streaming service. CNN plans to announce content details in the coming months. So why would you want to stream CNN? Like, this is the, like, also, you can see CNN videos on YouTube as well. Why would you want to pay for a subscription to stream CNN? It's just, I don't know. And it's just weird. Just weird. It goes on to say here, CNN planned to launch its own streaming service, CNN Plus. Remember this, guys? In 2022, but the service was shut down almost immediately by Chris Licht, who had been appointed to take over as CEO. CNN plans to hire at least 100 new jobs in the coming months to build out a broader digital presence, investing in product and tech, as well as new high quality journalism and storytelling. That's what I mean. High quality journalism and storytelling. Tim, though, said subscription to hell. Oh my God. This is this is so interesting. Okay. CNN is also revamping its linear TV schedule in the U.S. and internationally. The news network is developing new U.S. Morning shows, adding an hour to The Situation Room, hosted by Wolf Blitzer and Pamela Brown. It's moving CNN's The Arena with Casey Hunt to 4 p.m. and Jake Tapper's The Lead to 5 p.m. So big changes happening with CNN. It's a little wild. But that also is happening after CNN was just found liable for this defamation suit. So they have a couple of things going on here. They have to deal with this defamation suit from the Navy veteran. And on top of that, they have layoffs that they're dealing with. And they're trying to transform into a whole digital streaming service. What a doozy. Remember this? This just happened recently. That is some news in the media world. A Florida jury finding CNN liable for defamation for a 2021 report about Navy veteran Zachary Young and his work as a private security contractor in Afghanistan. The screenshot you see here is from a report which aired in November 2021 on The Lead with Jake Tapper about Young and other contractors who were helping people flee the country. Look at the text on the screen. It refers to, quote, black markets, which Young's lawyer argued falsely implied he engaged in illegal activity. Young sued CNN for this report, accusing the network of ruining his reputation and his business. The jury ordering CNN to pay him $5 million for defamation as they prepared to deliberate on how much CNN would additionally pay in punitive damages. CNN settled that portion of the lawsuit for an undisclosed sum. In a statement, a spokesperson for CNN writing, quote, "We remain proud of our journalists and are 100% committed to strong, fearless, and fair-minded reporting, though we will, of course, take what useful lessons we can from this case." For more on this, I want to bring in David Folkenflik. He's a media correspondent for NPR News and a friend to Top Story. David, walk us through, for our viewers at home that maybe aren't as versed on defamation or how these kind of reports are put together, walk our viewers through what the jury found and what the ruling essentially says.
Sure. So defamation is a case where you're saying something that is untrue or wrong, and you're also saying something that is going to be harmful to how the public will perceive that person. Now, Zachary Young is a former he's a U.S. Navy veteran. He was a private security contractor, and this affected his business, his lawyers argued. He's not a public official. He's not a celebrity. So the bar for him to exceed is not as high as it would be, at least on the first half of defamation and the first $5 million verdict that you just informed readers about. So they have to say, basically, does it seem reasonable to think that a reader or viewer would come away with this wrong inference that he had engaged in illegal activity? The black market idea was really stressed throughout the trial by his attorney, a guy named Devin Friedman. And also, secondly, does the implication of the larger story, does a reasonable reader or viewer of the versions, the stories that CNN put out there, think that this is a bad guy and has acted in ways that are wrong? And his lawyers, successfully made that case.
I want to show you some of the text messages into our viewers as well.
So you guys can see here, I'm not sure if everyone was familiar with this particular situation, but this Navy veteran, he sued CNN for defamation and he won. Now, this was just recently, so they got to deal with that. And now they're laying off employees. So it doesn't look good for them at all. I want you to see some of these text messages as well.
That were shown in court, right? These were text messages between CNN staff about Zachary Young that say, quote, "We're going to nail this Zachary Young MFer." You know what that refers to. Quote, "What a punchable face," among others. We should mention the CNN producers and reporters did not deny these text messages, but denied the messages implied that the story was a, quote, hit piece. How do you
I would imagine that those employees were probably the first to go. They were probably the first to go with the layoffs there. But things are not looking good for CNN, ladies and gentlemen. It's obvious that they're trying to find a way to rebrand once again. They've already tried to do this just about a year and a half ago. And here they are again. But of course, like I said, the data matters. It's showing you once again that their numbers continue to decline and they're trying to find a way, I guess, to boost those numbers again. It's interesting, though. I think it's funny. They think that people want to pay for a subscription to watch CNN. Just trying to hold in the laugh that came out. Oh boy. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.